Team, I'm gonna show you how to do an awesome Cajun seafood boil, but we're gonna do it in the oven. Y'all wanna stick around for this one. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cooking with CJ. I'm CJ, welcome to my kitchen. So glad you're here. Guys, like I said in the beginning, we're gonna do an awesome seafood boil. We're gonna do it in the oven behind me, all right? It's easy as can be. It's basically, we're throwing everything into one of these disposable foil trays that you can get from like the store, Costco, whatever. Cover it all up, get it in there, make some magic after 20 minutes, and we're good to go, okay? So this is actually part of Soul Food Sunday. Hashtag Soul Food Sunday is just that time of year when we get together with other creators and do these wonderful soul food recipes or country food recipes or down home recipes or whatever you want to call it, all right? So the other channels involved in this one are Camirra's Kitchen, Smoking and Grilling with AB, and Soul Food Cooking. Now I know a lot of you guys are wondering, you know, what brought the big white boy in on this? Well, it just goes to show you soul knows no color, food knows no color, knows no religion, politics, all the other BS in the world right now. Just come to my house, enjoy some good food that I cook from my soul, from my heart, all right? So let's go ahead and get started with this one. Simple recipe, okay? I will have all the ingredients in the prep down below. Hit show more underneath the video, and you guys can copy it, paste it, whatever you gotta do. This is one of those recipes that you could definitely make on your own, all right? Now I happen to be kind of using some traditional seafood boil ingredients, right? I'm gonna be using some snow crab knuckles and bunches and legs and all that. I got some Argentinian red shrimp that are already deveined and cleaned up, but we're leaving the shell on because, you know, I like to get a little messy while we're eating our seafood boil. We're gonna be peeling and eating and dipping and slurping and all that good stuff, right? And last but not least, we got some beautiful lobster tails. Now, I have 3 really healthy sized lobster tails and 1 small one. So I don't know if my fish guy decided to like throw in an extra one for me or something like that, but it's 3 big ones and 1 little one, so whatever. We're gonna cut them in half, not a big deal, and then we're gonna get them in this big old tray. I got some wonderful Creole seasonings from Sweet Smokie Joe. I'm also gonna use this garlic butter in there. We have a bunch of sausage. I got some really thick cut bacon that I've already fried up and rendered out that we're gonna sprinkle in there to get a little bit of smoky flavor in there. Got some corn, little bitty red potatoes, parsley, lemon, garlic. Dude, it's just gonna be amazing. Trust me on that. But without over talking it too much, let's go ahead and get started, huh? Now, what I've already done is started my, my prep, my mise en place. All right, I got my lemon sliced up, my sausages are sliced up. The corn on the cob, I broke it down into 3 sections, okay? When I bought it, it was already dehusked and all that string was taken out too, so it's easier for me. I got some bell peppers that have already been diced up that I'm gonna throw in there for flavor. This thing is gonna be a flavor bomb, okay? Last thing that I do that is probably gonna throw a lot of you guys off, and it's not traditional at all, is I'm gonna put a little ginger beer in there. It's non-alcoholic, but it adds a really sweet, gingery little tang in there. Now, you're not quite sure what it is, but you know you're gonna love it. If you're not a fan of ginger beer or you think it's not what you're looking for, white wine, a dry white wine could work. A Mexican beer, whatever works for you. If you're just not in any of that, maybe just about a cup of water to sprinkle in there because you're gonna help steam it all together. All right, nothing left to do but get to it. Let's get over to my kitchen island here. Let's go ahead and put this thing together. Guys, this is gonna be amazing, trust me. Team, we are ready to cut these lobster tails up. As you can see, we have our seafood bounty right here. So let's go ahead and kind of put this off to the side. All we're gonna do is just cut it right down the back, right? I'm using my big old Serbian chef knife. Use whatever knife you guys want, it's up to you. But we're just gonna kind of get down in there. Watch your fingers and toes. Push down, get it good. And you're left with 2 halves right there. All right, so we get those in. Turn this upside down. Guys, you can cut it from the top here, or you can flip it over. I'm just pretty partial to just flipping it over. Just start it with your knife and just cut it through. And some of you may be wondering why I'm using a cutting board on top of a cutting board. Well, honestly, pure laziness. It's a lot easier to wash this board than my other board. So, yeah, that's why. I just don't want to wash another cutting board. Just make sure you got yourself a really big, heavy-duty, sharp knife. But there you go. Our lobster tails are all cut up. All right, next up, just want to come in here about just yay much into the crab leg, and just cut a little slit in there. Okay, it's gonna be nice and easy to break it open and you know, get some good flavors in there. Okay, so again, just about a quarter of the way, halfway through. Don't want to cut it off, but you want to cut it down. Okay, and team, you don't really have to do this if you don't want to. It's just something I do to make it a little easier at the end, right? Okay, all good in the hood. All right, let's start putting this boil together. Time to start building our seafood boil right here. Now we're gonna do this with layers of flavor. I know that's funny. Used to say that a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna start with our seafood in there, and there's no rhyme or reason. Just throw it where you want. Shrimps everywhere, lobster tails everywhere. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Right, next up, I wanna give it some seasoning while we got this base layer in there. We're using a little Creole kick from Sweet Smokie Joe. And we're just gonna liberally sprinkle over the top. Now, about halfway through our cook, I'm going to stir and mix. So we're not gonna miss, you know, nothing's gonna miss the flavor, okay? Then we're gonna go in with a little of this garlic butter seasoning. Don't be afraid to season it either, guys. All right, next up, get a little bit of garlic in there. Got some minced garlic here. You know, like I always say, it doesn't matter who minces it, just get it in there. And like I said, we're gonna mix and move and groove this. Next up, we're gonna go in with our diced bell peppers. It's another one that could be omitted if you don't want it. I like the color and the flavor. I'm gonna give it a little bit of this Louisiana hot sauce in there. Just a couple dashes. We ain't going crazy. We're gonna keep it nice and light for AB. He's not a big fan of of the hot stuff. You guys can see over here in the distance, little leftovers from the Halloween candy over there. All right, we'll just go in with about half of this ginger beer. This is a 12-ounce bottle. Next up, I'm gonna go in with, we have 8 ounces of butter, cubed up, and just lay it out every couple little inches here. Okay, looking good. So we've added our first layer of flavor, okay? And now we're gonna add the rest of it, the corn, the potatoes, the sausage, that bacon, the lemon slices are gonna go on top. And like I said, about halfway through, we're just gonna give it all a good stir up and recover it up and then put it back in. So everything will finish on the right time. 20 to 25 minutes, give or take, but everything should be cooked through where you want it. Let's finish building this flavor bomb of a dish, you know what I'm saying? Okay, like I said, we got a base layer down. Let's go in with our rendered bacon. Just, you know, haphazardly toss it around. This is gonna add the smokiness that we really want in there. And you know, bacon makes everything better, right? I will go in with our andoue sausage. I'm not gonna lie, this is Hillshire Farm or Farmer John. I don't know what it was in the store, but I'm in Southern California. To get, you know, the real traditional andoue sausage, you know, from Louisiana, whatever, it's a tough one out here. So we make do with what we got. Okay, next up, our little potatoes are going in. I buy these little ones for this because they cook a lot faster. Okay, if you have bigger potatoes that you're gonna use, just make sure you cut them up. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but this is starting to look like a seafood boil to me. Get our corn in. I'm not sure I'm gonna use all of these ears of corn. I mean, maybe I will. What the heck. We're gonna use all the ears of corn here. We got 4 ears of corn that we cut up in thirds. Going to go in with a little bit more of this garlic butter seasoning. Okay, it's the next layer. Going with a little bit more of that Creole kick. In the store, there are plenty of Cajun or Creole seasonings you can use, so don't feel like you have to use those. A little bit more hot sauce, and we're gonna go over the top with the rest of that ginger beer. And this is gonna help add flavor and steam to help cook it. A little bit of parsley we chopped up earlier. Don't be shy. Now we're going in with our lemon slices. That looks like a good spot. And then I have these little ends right here that I'm just gonna squeeze off in there. So there we go. We are ready to get this in the oven. Let's get it covered up with some foil real quick. We got our foil over the top. We want to make sure it is nice and sealed up, okay? So make sure you take the time to really crimp the sides, okay? See what I can do in here? We do not want any steam to escape. We want it nice and contained in our package. Our oven has already been preheated to 400 degrees. Gonna come back in about 10 minutes, pull off this foil, give it a mix, another layer of foil on, finish it up, and then we'll get it out, we'll crack into it. All right, let's get this out of the oven, give it a stir, and get it back in. Okay, let's get this foil off and give it a stir. Let's just use some tongs and get them moving or grooving. This is just like the first little cook, a little stir through. Not everything is all the way cooked. Not everything's melted together or anything like that. We're just getting everything kind of worked in, okay? Get some more foil back on. We're using a good heavy duty foil. Again, you're making sure that the seal around it is tight. You do not want the steam escaping. All right, let's get this back in the oven. Another 10, 15 minutes, and we should be golden. All right, we're out of the oven. Let's take a look. Oh, that's just gorgeous right there. Can't wait to get into this. Team, we're looking so dang good. It smells so good in here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pour out all the liquids in there, the butter, the ginger beer, all that stuff. We'll pour it into a bowl. We're gonna pour out the rest of the seafood boil on my cutting board here that I'm gonna have wrapped in butcher paper. Then we're gonna just cut into it, man. We're gonna use the juices that we pour off of this thing as a little dip-in sauce as we go. It's gonna be amazing. You guys just, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Let's get this poured out. All right, guys, we're done. I'm gonna crack in one of these legs. We're gonna pull that little meat out. Now, guys, snow crab, it's a pain in the neck to get the meat out of the legs. Tried to make it a little easier by cracking them. Yeah, it is what it is. Pulled out some lobster meat out of that tail, dipped it into our boil, right? And then we're gonna get a little bit of goodness right here. Definitely towel worthy. Y'all, you're gonna make a mess with this one, but that's what makes it so dang good. Grab me one of the little potatoes. So good. Little corn, I'll just sit here and eat in front of you guys all night. Oh, good. Listen, we got so much more to eat. I'm not gonna do it on camera here. This is amazing. Guys, this is so dang good. Now, the timing will vary for you. I actually let mine go a little bit longer in there, let it steam a little bit more in there, just because I put so much in there, okay? But this turned out amazing. That garlic, the Creole heat, a little of that hot sauce, right? That ginger beer, believe it or not, makes it, all right? It's so freaking good. I hope you give it a try. Guys, make sure you go down and hit that hashtag Soul Food Sunday. Check out the other dishes that were out released today and, you know, through the years, right? Because we've been doing this a long time. If you guys want to get anything in my videos, knives, cutting boards, hat, merch, all that good stuff, hit the links down below. If you want to become a show producer like all these awesome people scrolling in front of me, people that would get down on this and help me eat at the drop of a hat, hit that join button right next to the subscribe button, which you should have already hit by now. Other than that, guys, we're done. Listen, I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for cooking with CJ. Take care.